My name is Lisa Newton. I have been a college professor for longer than anyone wants to know. I graduated from Columbia University with a Ph.D. in 1967, following undergraduate education at Swarthmore College and the School of General Studies at Columbia. I went briefly to Hofstra University to teach. My first year there, I spent, I think, considerably more time peace marching than teaching, and the head of the department took umbrage at that and dismissed me. So I found a job at Fairfield University, which was very lucky because by the time I would have come up for tenure at Hofstra, had I done brilliantly there, Hofstra was in a tenure freeze while I was tenured at Fairfield University. My most substantial book was A Business Ethics in the Natural Environment, in which I set out the proofs that are common in the field that, as a matter of fact, taking very, very good care of the environment is in the interest of business, not just the long-term interest that it would be nice to have a planet to live on, but the short-term interest too, that by paying attention to the environmental impacts, they can actually save money in the company. What the 3M company managed to do, but they found out that they could economize on their processes a whole lot just to save the environment, and found it saved them money too. I have spent much of my business ethics career going through a case after case with my colleagues, arguing that being very good is in the best interest of business, and therefore businesses should pay a great deal of attention to ethics. And the more I looked into those cases, the more I discovered that, as a matter of fact, that was wrong. It is not in business's interest to try to be very good, not if it's trying to make money, which according to the shareholders is all it should be trying to do. If by the way, you can show them something that's going to save them money, they'll do it, just to save the money. But be good in order to save money, or be good in order to prosper, doesn't work very well. We adopted the formula for all of the Taking Sides books, and we had a batch of them, was to find a case and argue on one side, the company should have done this, and on the other, the company should have done that. And the point was that in the controversy, the students would pick up the major issues that were in dispute. And it worked. It worked. Again, by the time I retired, I had not taught business ethics for several years because my colleague who took over the program after I retired had done a wonderful job of recruiting good business ethics teachers. Those involved in the capitalist system, in food, providing food, are not willing to accept regulation, and they will lobby intensively and continually to keep that regulation down. Now, we tend right now to be in an anti-regulatory phase due to the predilections of the current administration. But even in a friendly administration, the anti-regulatory push is very, very strong. In the environment, in provisions of food and drugs, it's part of capitalism, and I don't know what we're going to do about it. Can capitalism solve the problems of the food system? Answer, no. Capitalism has created the problems in our food systems, and we're going to have to make some very non-capitalist decisions to get out of there. Before we try to move our developed world solutions into places that seem to need solutions of some kind, let's take a look at what we could do reinforcing the customs, hierarchies, methods that they use before capitalism ever got there. And we'll probably do a whole lot better for them. Rather, because capitalism is essentially an extractive industry, like mining. Its job is to take money out of wherever it was and put it in the pockets of whoever's running the system. The NGO that helped out my people in Ghana, encouraging them to go back to methods that most of the people there had forgotten, but the NGO, being an agricultural NGO, had carefully preserved them. Those were Western-trained people. They were native to the region, but they were Western-trained. And they were able to see how a solution, essentially an indigenous solution, or reapplication of an indigenous solution, could solve the problem that the people were facing. So that's capitalist thinking, or it's inventive thinking. The person who is employed by a major public corporation already has a moral obligation, which he has no right to skirt. I taught it this way. You decide that you've run out of milk. You're going to walk downtown, which is very close, and you're going to get yourself some more milk. On the way, you pass your neighbor. Tell your neighbor what you're doing. He says, "Oh, can you get one for me too?" He gives you some money. You put the money in your pocket. On the way down to town, you discover a needy beggar, a woman with 2 small children who really needs help. Of course, you can give her your milk money. Question, can you give her your neighbor's milk money? And the answer is no. It's not yours to give. And on the same reason, the corporate executive cannot spend money that is not his, it's the investors, cannot spend money on any cause except advancing the investor's interest. Once people realize that they can utilize their neighbors to help make themselves rich, you will get partnerships, very strong and beautiful partnerships between the self-enrichers. If my lobbying can help out your lobbying, fine, and yours can help out mine. Again, where do these lobbyists fit in the capitalist system? They're not making money for anybody except themselves. Oh, but they're influencing legislation. Yes, but that's not part of capitalism, is it? Well, it is now. The activities of capitalism, which can be harmful in and of themselves, manage to get themselves doubly and triply harmful when they corrupt, influence the structures of government that are supposed to be governing them. One of the places I think it lies, this is only one, you got to go back to investigating capitalism. Maybe we just don't have capitalism under control yet. Maybe as long as we not only tolerate but practically obligate executives working continually and very effectively for the prosperity of the company's shareholders, maybe these crashes are just something we have to absorb. And if we don't want to absorb them, if we don't want to permit them, then we're going to have to go back and question capitalism.